Calling my heart, calling my heart, calling my heart. Hey, you wanna, hey, Anna, hey, ne. Pray within me, pray within me, pray within me. Hey, you wanna, hey, Anna, hey, ne, hey, na, ne. I'm calling my heart, calling my heart, calling my heart. Hey, wanna, hey, Anna, hey, me. Pray within me, pray within me, pray within me. Hey, wanna, hey, Anna, hey, ne. Hey, wanna, hey, Anna, hey, ne, na, ne. Oh, Mother Earth, oh, Mother Earth, oh, Mother Earth. Hey, wanna, hey, Anna, hey, me. Teach me to walk, teach me to walk, walk in your way. Hey, wanna, hey, Anna, hey, ne, hey, ne, ne. Oh, Father Sky, oh, Father Sky, oh, Father Sky. Hey, wanna, hey, Anna, hey, ne. Teach me to fly, teach me to fly, fly in your way. Hey, wanna, hey, Anna, hey, ne, hey, ne, ne. Oh, brother sun, oh, brother sun, oh, brother sun. Hey, wanna, hey, Anna, hey, ne. Shine on your light, shine on your light, shine on my way. Hey, wanna, hey, Anna, hey, ne, na, ne. Oh, sister moon, oh, sister moon, oh, sister moon. Hey, wanna, hey, Anna, hey, ne. Lighten my dreams, lighten my night, the night of my soul. Hey, wanna, hey, Anna, hey, ne, na, ne. Hey, wanna, hey, Anna, hey, ne, na, ne. shines and the heart sees. All becomes love, all becomes love. Hey, na, hey, na, hey, nay. When we are one, when we are one within love, one within love, one within love.
cayó totiu xochime, tienes cayó totiu yucame. Por lo menos dejamos cantos y por lo menos dejamos flores.
So which wolf will you feed? One makes you strong, one makes you weak. And those who know and those who seek. Amidst the chaos, find your peace. Yeah. I know it's a wolf I'll feed. I know it's a wolf I'll feed. Great Spirit, I've had it. Bring me back to the nomadic way of weaving through the damage. Mindful, stay mindful. Great Spirit, for my sisters, let me be a flowing river. Flood the banks, the rocks that bind her. Carry, I'll carry. Great, Great Spirit. Oh, wow, great, Great Spirit. Oh, wow, Great Spirit, for my brothers, let me be a mountain under which he climbs to discover his process. Now that's progress. Great Spirit, all that hinders, tie reminders to my fingers. I must speak with you more often. Great, Great Spirit. Oh, wow, great, Great Spirit. Oh, wow, Great Spirit, for my relations, give them strength to face racism in every single situation. Easy now, wanna speak loud. Great Spirit, take me instead, guide me down the road of red and Kashala. I am shade praying. Oh, Kashala, yeah, Kashala. System collapse, nothing but the earth will last, and I'll be singing sweetly into the darkness. But how hot this Great Spirit on my tongue, be still, be still. The time will come when everyone will sing. All life is sacred, but while I'm waiting, Great Spirit, my fist is up. Bringing the power to the people, your reflection of us. Some of your people can't hear it, the cries of the earth. Some of your people can't feel it, the way that it hurts, and it hurts. Great Spirit, oh, and it moves, Great Spirit. Interconnected in the wreckage of a paradigm on its way out. Its way out. Speaking of spiritual, lyrical testimonies, a spirited lyricist, weaving around false prophecies. Spirit directed and selective with the message I bring. While the ship slowly sinks, I've been directed to sing. I'm like a wrecking ball, breaking down the walls of the past. I'm in a bliss, living a bliss with the last of my cash. You're gonna be justified with how you treated the land. You're gonna be by my side.
seems to me an easy thing for us to say. You know, I think we could say that and mean it. And I think those are really great words and feelings and intentions because they all have to do with what nature wants and what spirit wants to happen through us, you know. We're articulating and being present and showing up for that next step, you know. Thank you. We are grateful. We are gathered to be able to receive a greater wisdom so that we might be able to help all living things. I mean, that's a prayer.
Kamchatka, this is the place for all my relations to bring celebration to meditation, giving thanks for all of creation. We are so provided for. 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 All of the blessings I receive, how could they have been bestowed upon me? So I'll put it all back in the ground, back in the soil where I am found. It all started. Waku Duncan, scan, scan. Something holy moves here on the land. It is my brothers and my sisters' hands. It is the way we make our plans. We don't make them. Well, this is it. What is this? This is Eden. Eden is where I live and where I give my whole being to the Great Spirit. We are waiting and we're on our way. This is the place for all my relations to bring celebration to meditation, giving thanks for all of creation. We are so provided for. We are so provided for. We are so provided for. We are so provided for.
And that could be a song.
Give it time and we wonder why. Do what we can, laugh and we cry, and we sleep in your dust because we've seen this all before. Culture fades with tears and grace, leaving us stunned, hollow with shame. We have seen this all before. Many tribes of a modern kind, doing brand new work, same spirit by side, joining hearts and hands in ancestral twine, ancestral twine. Many tribes of a modern kind, doing brand new work, same spirit by side, joining hearts and hands in ancestral twine, ancestral twine. Slowly it fades. Slowly we slowly fade. Emana yo 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 yo, 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 emana yo 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 yo. Spirit bird, she creaks and groans, she knows she has seen this all before, she has seen this all before, she has. Spirit bird, she creaks and groans, she knows she has seen this all before, she has seen this all before, she has. Slowly you fade, slowly you fade, slowly you fade, slowly you fade, slowly you Soldier on, my good countryman, keep fighting for your culture now, keep fighting for your land. And I know it's been thousands of years, and I feel your hurt, and I know it's wrong, and you feel you've been chained and broken and burned. And those beautiful old people, those wise old souls have been ground down for far too long by that spineless man, that greedy man, that heartless man, deceiving man, that government hand, taking blood and land, taking blood and land, and still they can. But you're dreaming, and your warrior spirit lives on, and it is so, so, so strong in the earth, in the trees, in the rocks, in the water, in your blood, and in the air we breathe. Soldier on. Soldier on, my good countryman, keep fighting for your children now, keep fighting for your land. Slowly
I usually am back before that starts. That was a good song. Good little song. Okay. That one, right? Okay, cool. Hey, dudes. What's up? Let's see. So this is happening again. Okay. I got so much to look at. So let's do that. Check out Earth. Is the Earth around? You do that all the time. So, I've been looking in this area, especially at Kamchatka, and found a lot of things of interest that led me down a thought pattern that my first impression is might be quite revealing. We shall see. So, we've got a bunch of papers. Last time, I kind of stopped somewhere. East Range Islands. That's the one of the Kamchatka ones. So last time we found out, on Underground Science Life, we found out Kamchatka had paleomagnetic data indicating approximately 20 degrees of northward translation during a time that is when the Emperor Trough was proposed to have had 1,700 kilometers of dextral slip, which is rebutted and maybe is not the whole story. I was thinking about it. I contacted someone who mentioned the Gordon paper. Someone I idolize. So I don't want to be crazy, but I was like, could you give me one of the authors of Emperor Trough Dextral Slip 2025 of this paper, because it shows or suggests that there was dextral slip in this area along the Emperor Trough of approximately 300 kilometers. And I asked, because I knew it was rebutted, the 1,700 kilometers, which is along not just the Emperor Trough, here's the Emperor Trough, but also they suggested Line Islands. I believe that's the Line Islands. I don't even freaking know. I'm like looking at it. Oops. Yeah. Okay. And it's argued for various reasons that that's not true, including the Mid-Pacific Mountains forming prior, and there not being dextral slip apparent along the Mid-Pacific Mountain region, which is a good argument. And there's generally good arguments against the dextral slip, but I was like, I still think there's something to it, so I've been thinking about it. And I think the issue is that it's not like, maybe it's not actually dextral slip. Maybe it's related to the path of the Hawaiian sphere, that like some things show evidence of transport, but not all things. so that some people find some evidence to support dextral slip or the like, and others do not. And basically, it's been rebutted by, I believe, Richard Gordon, something Gordon, Farrar, and Dixon Gordon. Weird. Emperor fracture zone. This one. Like, you're looking at too many papers, bro. I might have this somewhere. Oh, I definitely do. It's probably in here. Paleomagnetic test of the Emperor fracture zone hypothesis. And I won't get into this because I want to get to Kamchatka. But it's probably worth kind of getting into just a little bit. So here is Mid-Pacific Mountains, Shatsky Rise, I guess Hess Rise here, and then the Emperor Trough just drawn as a straight line, even though it's more like a Mariana Trench kind of shape. And then Gardner Seamounts is the middle region. That is where it's proposed. And then here, and basically this author says, based on these things, if the west and east are the same paleo latitude, then this makes sense. Whereas if it's west rotated, it would be not producing the same pole, basically. So it kind of, like, there is evidence against dextral slip entirely, to the point where this author says, for each of the three late Cretaceous time intervals considered, the paleomagnetic data disagree with the Emperor fracture zone hypothesis. Instead, the data are consistent with no motion having occurred along the Emperor fracture zone. In fact, the good agreement of the data strongly attests to the rigidity of the northern Pacific plate for at least the last 100 million years. And one thing of note that I read through this after receiving, specifically I asked a geologist about the Farrar and Dixon paper, and if the other paper we were looking at provides supporting evidence for the potential of Farrar and Dixon. This is focused on the Emperor Trough and not Emperor fracture zone as it's described, which is what this is rebutting, is the totality of it. But the thing is they say no motion. And I said, well, this paper is finding some motion. And so I was really curious, like, does this provide supportive evidence to Farrar and Dixon at least, like, having some merit? Maybe, like, there's something to it. And I know it was rebutted. I don't know if I really looked through the paper. I just looked through it enough to see that they were using paleomagnetic data from locations and finding it didn't match what the hypothesis was, and basically this was like the end of the discussion. There wasn't really much more. There's even a paper by Dixon of Farrar and Dixon who pretty much submits or accepts the conclusions of this paper and presents the Farrar and Dixon theory as kind of like a past hypothesis that has been rebutted. So, like, accepted it. And here I noticed Farrar and Dixon argued that paleomagnetic data support their hypothesis, I attribute the difference, which where they're saying strongly suggests rigidity, to three reasons. One, Farrar and Dixon omitted many useful data: seamount poles, skewness, and relative amplitudes of magnetic lineations, paleo co-latitudes from paleomagnetic studies of basalt at several drill site or deep sea drill program sites, and the paleo co-latitude from the giant piston core in the North Pacific Gyre. Two, Farrar and Dixon overestimated the accuracy of paleo co-latitudes from basalts. SV, which is secular variation, so like small scale changes in the magnetic field, is what that's talking about, is unlikely to have been adequately sampled by the basalts recovered at deep sea drill program sites 163 and 164, which includes Gordon. So one of the drill sites that they say was inadequately sampled by Farrar and Dixon, or in the drill sites, is one that they have a paper about, to which Farrar and Dixon gave great weight. So SV, not motion of these sites relative to other paleomagnetic sites, likely cause, so secular variation, likely caused the paleo co-latitude discrepancy of these two sites relative to other sites. Which is curious. Maybe it's just like a time of extreme reversal to a point where it's like no reversal. Because it's during the Cretaceous quiet zone when there's no reversals. Farrar and Dixon stated that most of the data that showed 20 to 30 degrees of northward motion of the Pacific plate since, notice 20 degrees, since the Cretaceous lie west of the Emperor Fracture Zone. This is not the case for late Cretaceous paleomagnetic data. More late Cretaceous data are available from east of the Emperor Fracture Zone than west of the Emperor Fracture Zone, and the substantial northward motion of seafloor east of the Emperor Fracture Zone is more accurately documented than for seafloor west of the Emperor Fracture Zone. Which actually makes sense of east side of it being substantial north motion present to some degree that's documentable, that they actually acknowledge, in that it's like separating in a current from between Antarctica and Australia is wrapping up between the continents and North America specifically, and this western Pacific plate. It's dividing them and creating new ocean floor between. So it would make sense that there would be some evidence of northward motion along the eastern margin of this pre-existing region of the western Pacific. However, like there's of note, they say. So one of their arguments was that Farrar and Dixon omitted data from paleomagnetic studies of sediments were omitted from the deep sea drill program because they failed several internal consistency tests. Maybe a good argument, and appear to yield paleo latitudes that are biased towards the paleo equator. I'm like, you mean that support the proposals of Farrar and Dixon? Like, what are we doing here? So there's that, where I'm like, I don't know. It's hard to say. They just omitted it, and then they complain about Farrar and Dixon omitting, and it's So there's like holes in it at the least. It's not like a impenetrable wall of perfect argumentation. Like some things. And then on top of that, there's this paper that's kind of saying, well, there's some dextral slip that happened. I closed that, didn't I? I was actually, he mentioned maybe it's within like the standard deviation or whatever. Within error bars of 300 kilometers. Like, it looks like it's here, but really it was here or whatever, that here. But they're still within like the overlay. I don't know. Something, maybe it's possible. Standard error is quite a bit. I mean, standard error 10 degrees. Like, how freaking ridiculous. What the fuck, dude? Over here, 10. 3.2 is the lowest. Let's just say distance. Okay, let's go to 160 west. 39. I don't know if it is like identical north and south. So let's go to it definitely wasn't exactly. Maybe I can just ask Google. What is 7 degrees of latitude and distance? 777 kilometers. I mean, I don't know if that's reasonable then. Like, they're basically saying no translation happened within error bars of up to, I mean, this one's 11, 10.9. Let's say 10.9. Up to 1,200 kilometers of freaking offset. And then we found 300. That almost adds up to 1,700 already. I mean, sure, that's the maximum, but, like, this isn't very... I'm assuming that's how it works. I might not know what the hell I'm talking about in terms of how this percentage relates. Like, if it's literally plus or minus 7.1 degrees on this latitude. That's how I see it. Let's look for actual text that says standard error. I also found it a little weird when they use the word assigned. Standard error. Let's see what the fuck. Standard error. Paleomagnetism. I don't know. I don't want it to be too generic. Uncertainty. Is it in degrees of latitude? Yes. I mean, it's how it seems. I don't know, like, just because it says that doesn't mean that's actually what they mean. But it's how it seems to me. This one says 0.5, which is much more the, like, range that would be a good argument. 7 degrees. I mean, it's 95%, so like I know it falls off. Like it's not like it's as probable to be at the very edge as it is at the center. It's much more probable to be somewhere in the general area of the center. So there's definitely things like that at play. I don't know if that is also relevant for this. Anyway, let's not get distracted. Too late. That's relevant though because Kamchatka that we were just looking at before says it had 20 degrees of northwest motion. Generally in the time frame, like this one has, they don't know when exactly, basically. So they kind of go through different possibilities. It seems like they start the process at 83 and then collide at different times, I believe. But so, let's say hypothetically there's some kind of dextral slip here. Like, where's it going? What's going over there, kinda? And then there's 20 degrees. What is 20 degrees of latitude and distance? I mean, that's good. That's enough. That's more on par with Baja BC numbers I hear sometimes. As is 1700. And mind you, 20% is a approximation where they also have plus and minus and so on. Also, I didn't know the name of this. Hokkaido trough. This like Chinook trough like feature over here. I think it's this one right here. The circle is not over top it. I think it's this right here. Oh, this is area C that is in this image. That's why. And I called it a circle, but it's a rectangle. I use the word of a shape though. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. It's like how you guys say plate tectonics. But the earth expanded. Pardon me. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Hokkaido trough. Which I found a paper for. I was trying to find the one that I thought existed that said Chinook trough separated from Hokkaido trough, which is over here, Chinook trough, where it was attached to it. And I think I found one that had them like in line as one unit, like a continuous trough. But that one, I don't think was the one I was thinking of. I thought it was over here even. But it might be that it was that paper and it was in a line. Because I thought in the last video, I think. But, what am I saying? So, if Kamchatka moved over here, I mean, let's see what I posted. Maduro. I'm talking about a certain. Yeah, that's of interest. Oh, this is also of interest. Okay. Oh, by the way, I found a paper. Let's look at it. I probably have it here. I don't know if I can find it easily. I might have it here. There it is. Stephen Johnston. Mentions Kamchatka. Buckling of the smaller bowers in the late Cretaceous, like to Eocene, I guess. Was coeval with buckling of the Cordillera ribbon continent. So he's got a ribbon continent for Kamchatka. That's happening with the Cordilleran. And notice it's over here. So he's got it over here. Basically accreting on to become Kamchatka. I did that last time. It's hard to keep saying it. Kamchatka, baby. So there is some recognition of this paleomagnetism in the models, but what I find of interest is it's kind of just hanging out over here. It's just like a straight ribbon over here, and then it just runs into and become the outer portion of Kamchatka, and I guess portions of Bowers. I think Bowers and Shershov ridges, which are these features. So apparently, some structure became here, here, and around here generally. I'm just thinking what that implies. So it is mentioned, but so in an expanding Earth model, actually, let's go through plate tectonics a little more. In plate tectonics, the thing is right here is not the Emperor Trough. That's the thing. It's not there. It's like down in plate tectonics. So if we go to like Earth 60 MA map, say, or something like this. There we go. Yeah, this thing. And stop that. Go ahead and turn those off. If we go to like 120. Oh, damn, this thing's... So we pretty much have the Emperor fracture zone as a boundary around 120 million. Here's Ontong Java, which, mind you, there's no Manihiki on this, but it formed with Ontong Java at this time, and Hikarangi Plateau, which is part of New Zealand that we might see in the next couple. And then I noticed this was interesting. Here's the pole. So if we kind of just pull it up. Like, this over here. Is that a similar paleo latitude? Like, this space is plate tectonics. In expanding Earth, this is not how it is. This stuff is already where it like ends up being essentially, relatively, at least the normal pieces that didn't dextrally slip. But if we go to 66 million, when the the time when the Emperor Trough fracture or the Emperor fracture zone is described by Farrar and Dixon to be undergoing dextral slip. It's all the way over here. Like, relative to Asia, it's really not close. It's not until, let's say, even 20 million. Even 20 million, it's just like floating in to fill this area. So, if Kamchatka has late Cretaceous, early Eocene, ribbon continent accretions that are coming from basically right the fuck here, this area, I mean, but like now kind of time frame too. Coming from over here, essentially, based on paleomagnetism. If it's coming generally in relationship to the Emperor Trough, then it actually makes sense. It's got freaking like track. It's got a mechanism that's there. We've got evidence of dextral slip, argued at least, in multiple multiple unrelated instances. So it's not even the same people arguing the case. But he surprised me because he's like, I find the evidence circumstantial. Essentially, I'm paraphrasing of the new paper. I'm like, oh, so for sure, it's not like. It's, to me, I look at it like, well, it seems like it's reopening the door. Like, Farrar and Dixon opened a door. Is this a thing? And people were like, nah, dude, close the door. Or one person specifically. And then they didn't reopen the door, and no one else reopened the door. But then someone not even intending to just kind of walked through the door to get it, like, or maybe just bumped it. Like, they didn't go all the way through to the 1,700 kilometers, but like the door is open a bit, so there's some kind of wedge in there. 300 kilometers, something seemed to happen that's not necessarily zero. So maybe Farrar and Dixon had some merit to their argument. It's not just worth disregarding entirely. But I don't think he felt that way because he didn't really feel the argument was like foolproof or whatever, without issue, I guess, for their own paper. Okay, so anyway, there is some like relationship of it here. Interesting, this one is like starting over here but going over here. Or no. Is it starting? Oh, it's like squeezing over here. It seems like it moved into that. Wow. So my thought is that Kamchatka was kind of swung in this way against, I guess, maybe initially more like as far in as it could be before accreted terrains. Whatever exactly was there, not Kamchatka itself, because it seems a lot of it is accreted terrains itself. Like a margin was there that was actually more like this because the earth expanded and went like this kind of thing. But where like currents were going down here and it brought, say, material until it ran into other currents, or maybe I don't know what to make of this green one, honestly. In that it goes like this way. It seems related to eastward propagation of undercurrents, where this is northwestward, running into each other. But I don't know why it would be 80 million like that, and then 50 million like that. If at 80 million, Kamchatka was much more turned in towards North America. I'm a bit confused by like the just convenient gap where the arc forms. Anyway, point is, there is a case of Kamchatka being acknowledged. But then I found, let's look at some more Kamchatka stuff. This way. This paper, Albion Cenomanian Radiolarian assemblage from the Smolensk formation, the Kamchatsky Mies Peninsula. I don't know what, I feel like that means millions of years, but I don't think it does. Of eastern Kamchatka. Some of the currently defined radiolarian species were known before only from the deep sea drill program sites in the Pacific Ocean. Where in the Pacific Ocean, you might ask? Among radiolarians from that location, 2 species described from the site on the Hess Rise and formerly unknown in Kamchatka. So they've been found at Hess Rise, but before this they were not seen at Kamchatka. So I'm like, wait. So let's just say plate tectonics is correct. Hess Rise is over here, and there's some kind of species that just conveniently is found over here and here. It just happened. Who cares? Let's not notice that the Emperor Trough is suggested to have dextral slip, that Kamchatka is suggested to have had accretions in that area, and therefore, let's say this was always here, and things were moving this way, and here's Hess Rise. That makes total sense. But then I started thinking, dude, and I'm like, how big is Hess Rise? From like, say here, so this arc to the other end of the arc, basically, where it meets the Emperor Trough. So say here, 640 miles. And then let's go over here and just, out of curiosity, go from, say, where it kind of goes in to there's 640. So let's just say hypothetically there's a relationship, like a fucking relationship I didn't really notice before, but like as soon as I started thinking about it, I'm like, I think I see it. I think I see it in ways really that are like Hawaiian sphere like. Like as soon as I saw it, I saw it. So like let's measure, say, instead of stopping here, so this is the same length about, instead of stopping here, let's go, say, from there to all the way at this corner kind of thing. So like, so let's say there, 1070. And then there's more to this feature, like Hesperus stops here, but then it kind of just continues into this stuff. So if we kind of include this stuff over here, and just say 1070. And I'm not gonna, I mean, we're gonna go to there. Okay, where's 1070? Just for comparison. Close enough. It seems plausible. And then I'm like, well, this has this here, where the sphere hit. And I started thinking about it as, in my interpretation. See, Earth's undercurrents are, sorry, yeah, that too. But see, my recent documentary, Riding the Vortex, and other stuff. My Reading Lips, or not Reading Lips, my Large Igneous Province playlist that starts with Reading Lips, but then goes into other things from there once I realize that's something to care about, is Large Igneous Provinces. And I'm like, what if this was like there and it literally got shoved away? And I start thinking about it, I'm like, well, this freaking thing has these. And this is, this is where, in my interpretation, the sphere goes to here. It gets here somehow. And my thought was it basically goes in here, which is recorded here, where then it comes over here and gets to a margin of this, which was adjacent here. So this was closed in. This was much more straight, so it was up here, where this margin was actually up here. And the other side of Kamchatka was beyond it. Basically, like, way up here. But I didn't realize it got moved there, I think. I know it's fucking super crazy. So, over here, my interpretation was that, before even thinking about Kamchatka, so there's all these other things to, like, ponder if there's any way they can all, like, coexist peacefully as all things that were happening. So, a little backstory. Watch my last few videos, actually, if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, in terms of my general theory of Hawaii and how Hawaii formed, basically in an eddy that then came out over here, that became a larger eddy of Ontong Java, Manihiki, and Hikurangi that broke apart, but not without first the whole process seeding a sphere that was ejected as these broke apart to then run up all the way over here. But when the earth was expanding, so this was all happening over here, where then it ran along its path into this location here specifically, literally, and then it continued. But I think what happened was it actually went over here and then interacted at the trough to go up here. Hitting these along the way, though. Like, hitting something. To shape the general, like, underlying material, not the final product that was then laying upon it all, but the underlying material. So essentially what I'm getting at is it seems like maybe when it hit here, it wasn't just hitting here, it was also hitting here. Or actually maybe even here. And then moving over to this location where then it pushed against Kamchatka, basically, and transported materials as this opened, essentially. Transported materials that then accreted onto Kamchatka and slingshot the sphere away where it broke apart in these currents that it basically opened. Because it opened the space for currents to come out by pushing Kamchatka material from over here to up here. Would be a thought, at least. I'm not sure. I mean, it seems to have interacted with the cross currents pretty heavily, because there's cross currents going like this way that go out to here and then wobble and form these. But there's so many things going on. Mid-Pacific Mountains. So maybe it did that with these, where they were similarly together. Okay, let's look at this though. Before I just ramble like a high. Boy's fucking high as a kite. Sweet Caroline. So good. Okay, no changing of any sizes. Turn it though. Put it a bit higher maybe. I'm just going for the margin though, mostly, and the general outline. Like to this lump here and kind of just cut across. Keep this all in. Note that by including a bit of it. Huh. Noticing. Purposely put some indentations here. I haven't done this yet, so I don't know what this is gonna look like. It could look friggin' retarded. Yeah, like that pretty much. Where like it hits here and then kind of switches over to the next gear and then the next gear and then the next gear. But where I don't know if it's fucking ridiculous where this is pushing Kamchatka materials away. But it's not like happening out here. It's happening the fuck here. At Orofino, at the 706 strontium line. Orofino. I don't know if SR strontium. I don't even remember. Orofino. Then strontium. That looks interesting. Rotational tectonics. Let's just say basal. What the? Sorry, Basil. Hey, Basil. The 706 strontium line. Geology. Let's say Basil. Basil to off. It's probably just in here. Probably in here. Probably there. Yeah, here it is. The bend. Oh, Columbia embayment. Like it frickin' is Kamchatka, maybe? Like, generally speaking? Maybe? and Hess Rise. But especially Kamchatka's more continental crusty material, maybe. I don't know. Columbia embayment. Maybe I should just look at the friggin' paper. Columbia embayment. I want them to actually talk about it. The same rotation post 85. I think post 85. Oh my god, I didn't realize how much it actually could help provide insight to. Like, if it's shoving this material this way and kind of opening a gap, like, but this is over here. It's moving this way, and it literally, like, runs in here, though. So let's see if we can do that again. Let's just add another layer to this one, I guess. Top the others. Shift. Okay. Interesting that it's like quite the appropriate angle. To what I just did and what I'm doing again. Okay. I want them to be the same size, so I did it again. I don't know if the other one was the right zoom. Okay. Get that in. I didn't really look out if that was relevant. Cut, paste. Wait, did I do that wrong? Oh. Just freaking. What the? There we go. I didn't go to the edge and I'm like, what's wrong with this? Gotta go to this edge. I don't know if I did that in the first one either. Nice. And then it's like here though. Like it literally, let's just say. Kamchatka's over here somewhere. And the thing is so is everything behind it. It's kind of like the head of the train that moves in this time when the sphere runs into it. So it runs into it down at Idaho. At the Idaho shear zone. I don't know if this makes sense. But it's like shoved out. I guess through the embayment and out where it goes up that way, maybe. I'm just thinking under the crust though. At some depth. Or maybe it moves from back here to the front almost in a sense. By going underneath it all with the sphere. That then slingshots it away. Runs into the Philippines and goes that way. Which would have been pretty much like we're here. I mean, it's fucking, like, it makes sense in that regard, too. Like, way back when. Let's see, how old is this animation I'm about to show you guys. 3 years, or no, 4 years. Or no, yeah, 3 years. 3 years and a month. Way back when. I never had the thought, well, maybe Hesperas was hanging out here. And then the Hawaiian Emperor chain goes this way. Boom, runs into it. Creates the Apalaki caldera. And pushes it away and goes this way and this way. As the Earth actually expanded. Because Philippines were way over here. Way over here relatively, but over here was also, mind you, over here. So really, the Philippines were way over here. I had the thought earlier, what if it like went under the crust and like popped out over here? And then I thought, in a sense, under the oceanic crust is like another layer down. It's like freaking inner Earth exposed. I don't particularly think that, but there's also this thing running through the Philippines. So if it's like over here, feel like the Philippines is super related to this. Maybe it was actually like here. Layers. I'm just thinking, is it? It starts getting kind of freaking obnoxiously hard to argue if there are too many stacking large blocks. I don't really like the concept. Like, it probably happens to a degree, but not like standard. It almost feels like something shifted. Like if the sphere is here, and here, and here, and here, and here, pretty much. All like simultaneously, all generally over here though. Like, how can that be? In terms of things that pre-existed, this didn't even exist, so that's okay. So if we just close this up, that makes sense. But then this did exist. That's where it's like, So, like, how did this get from over here, if it was over there, to over here? I guess maybe it went this way. But then what did the sphere do? Same problem, different direction. I do think it generally has some aspect of going this way because the archipelago here, which was over here, it was flowing generally this way, and then it shifted over here and moved down, which let's say if we go like over and down, it basically shifted, say 3,600 kilometers. In a latitudinal way. I'm just pondering. I don't know what I forgot what papers I had. There's some good finds. Some good finds I should at least click through some of this. Okay, surge tectonics next. This one we already looked at. Surge tectonics I definitely want to look at, just not right now. It's too much, that's why. It's not that it's not amazing. Baja BC stuff. Not what I'm looking for. Looking for Kamchatka. Kamchatka. There's an Earth expansion. S4 and carry. So I thought I'd check that out. Here's the Farrar and Dixon paper, which is definitely worth checking out right now. Early tertiary rupture, Pacific plate, 1,700 kilometers, dextral offset. 67 to 40, this is the claims. But what I found of interest, maybe this is the one. Because they have a map that I don't remember it bothering to look at. Definitely did not look at, really. Here. Future Emperor Ridge System. East of Manihiki. Emperor Fracture Zone and Emperor question mark. Emperor Fracture Zone and Emperor Ridge Systems. So they have it, interestingly, start between Manihiki and Ontong Java, which this paper predates the Ontong Java Nui hypothesis. So that's interesting. They would start there and then go outside, because I mean they're kind of just like something's up, but I don't know what's up is what I feel, especially with like I feel like that's kind of what's happening with this paper, and it's not being treated more loosely. The system is so rigid. It's like, do we think it's right or not? If we don't like make it our new doctrine, we want it gone, kind of thing. Just like, okay, we rebutted it once. Oh, that's how conversations go. Okay. I mean, it makes me think of the patent office, where applicants would be able to appeal and want to just be at the freaking mercy. Although they kind of ultimately are at the mercy of others' opinions at some point. Emperor Trough, Chinook Trough. Where is this? I guess I already passed it. We already looked at it. I don't know why exactly they interpreted 1,700 kilometers of dextral offset. The proposed model provides a unified explanation for many diverse geological and geophysical observations from the Pacific Plate. There remains, however, some uncertainty. And then that's where they say 1,700 kilometers, or 1,800 plus or minus 100, I guess, in this moment. Necessary to realign the large transform fault in the Hawaiian magnetic lineament, or lineations, with the Molokai fracture zone, which of all the Eastern Pacific transform faults has the appropriate sense and amount of transform offset. So let's go back to figure 1 and 3. Here's 3. So I guess they're trying to align. There's Molokai with this, I guess. And then now Molokai is over here. Oh, that's really... wow. That's kind of an incredible insight. If that's got any merit. I don't know what's going on with the Mid-Pacific Mountains and why they think it's across it. Yeah, removal of 1,700 kilometers of dextral offset. Yep. That's what this is their theoretical. It's not the standard, it's their theoretical model on how it would look at 1700 kilometers of dextral offset undone. Papanin, okay, this is related to the area. Here's Papanin Ridge between Shatsky Rise. There's Shatsky Rise, Hess Rise, and then Papanin Ridge is, I think, this portion. Or maybe it's actually even not. I don't know. It's probably worth looking at, but I'm not gonna do it. Next, I'm trying to find something that's more specific. Oh yeah, let's go back to Farrar and Dixon. Farrar and Dixon, worth noting. Kamchatka. The northwest end of the Emperor Fracture Zone is presently being subducted at the Kamchatka and Aleutian Trenches. And then they say it must have terminated at a triple junction amongst the Kula, East Pacific, and West Pacific plates. So I'm wondering, maybe the Kula is like let's say Kamchatka is here, and the Pacific has some other region of plate that's beyond Kamchatka. That's over here, and it shoves it. I don't know if that makes any sense. Maybe it's providing some plate up here that it literally pushes it up there, causes it to become the pole, the location that was over here, pushes Kamchatka up underneath here while pushing Kamchatka. I don't know how ridiculous that is. I mean, obviously the whole thing's freaking ridiculous, so in terms of ridiculously not the case kind of ridiculous though, I don't know. So my thought is it goes up, boom, literally runs into resistance, and kind of deflects off. Alright. I don't know. Deflects off to go over here. But maybe when it's running into resistance, it's pushing up higher up here. I don't think this was up here. Maybe. Maybe this gap opened as this basically moved this way. How much space do we need to go from here? Let's say somehow Kamchatka is being shoved along under the crust, maybe, I don't know, where it runs into this region with the sphere, and this region though is up here. Is that possible? By shoving everything over this way. That is 2750. don't think it's like long enough quite, but I mean, especially, I don't know how to measure it without just a direct line. So that's 600 kilometers short. Not super short. I mean, this gives me the impression maybe it's spread out. Didn't just like carve between, but actually had some spreading going on. I don't know. There's definitely complex things that were happening where that's possible. And then it goes back this way. Maybe, though, when it runs into it, it goes to like the starting point. Like it shifts over. Like the sphere goes up, and then it goes this way, and moves over this way from here. To have more of a starting point here. Which is where all the earthquakes are happening, really, at the starting point. They're not here at that one. Actually, no, they're happening at this one, aren't they? Very odd. Very odd. Earthquakes are friggin', I guess they're mostly that spot there. 4.5 at Denali. So what else we got? I made a little list. Like, I'm gonna forget things. We got Johnston. We got General Paleomag, Radiolarians. We got Kamchatka, Hess Rise. There's one other thing I wrote down that I said somewhere here. This post is Bantam Rise to Silesia and Yakutat, like Hikurangi is to Ontong Java and Manihiki. Ontong Java Nui hypothesis saying Hikurangi, or Manihiki, Hikurangi, and Ontong Java formed together as one and broke apart. And then over here we got Silesia. We got Yakutat. But then, as I claim, that this area where Silesia formed was over here, where Kamchatka moved away, essentially. And a large igneous province erupted at over here that broke apart and into two pieces. One went up here. Interesting, almost like it went up with the Kamchatka stuff, but at a higher depth. Oh my god. It makes me wonder if there's like the Earth, if we could look at the Earth, if it's kind of got layers that are like atop each other, like dominoes falling, where it's actually at a lower layer than over here. At least It's not true. I'm sure there's maps of that kind of thing. I just don't know if it would really make sure there wasn't something up like that. So many parallels though. Yakutat, Silesia, so those form, and then let's say that Yakutat is formed with Silesia, which generally was at the paleo latitude of Silesia relative to North America, and then accreted, so it's said, and then a portion moved up here. But if that was happening over here, a portion generally would have went with the Emperor Trough region. When did Yakutat accrete to Alaska? Okay, 26 million, which is in the time of things going on at Kamchatka still. I don't know why they would relate so directly. Sometimes I wonder if some weird things, I mean, I think it slid though, essentially. I just don't know how the fuck I'm thinking of like certain amounts of time and the time scales as all equal. I don't know if that's really the case. In the millions of years time scale, they're certainly not millions of years, but they're still useful for relative ages, general sequencing. Man, that is really similar. Now I just keep looking at them. It's not like everywhere. There's definitely some little bump in chakra looking things, but not so that. That one for sure is of interest. Relative to these, like some kind of relationship there in terms of current bending. Like if it's over here, going this way, with this atop it though, running into Kamchatka, continuing to bring Kamchatka north to here. Being pushed back. It's so weird. Sometimes sucks being alone at this. The people who do plate tectonics, they can go like fucking. It doesn't even matter what they do. Someone else progressed the model they're working on. Like at any given moment. While I was making this video, hundreds of geologists were like progressing whatever it is they're writing about in that time. Shit, it's just like so many considerations. Be cool if people started to draw the connections for me. Like fucking straight up geologist. Like, hold up, man. You probably should at least account for this. You, I see you're a bit crazy, perhaps. I don't know. I mean, this, I don't know. Okay, let's get rid of these. That's right, we had this. Or here, that's right. There. I wonder also if it was like underneath Hesperos even and like came out. I don't know if that makes any sense. Probably not. It makes so like it would imply there's gotta be some evidence. Like this is totally testable in all sorts of ways. Like if there's North American geology anomalously in that area especially. How would this be? Like layers where a sphere comes in, boom, hits the layers and moves them like an underlayer though of multiple layers. I guess just this layer really shoves it. Well, this layer avoids almost, it goes this way into that. To then come up this way. Well, dunk. Generally related to Tintina fault. Maybe more in that way though, initially. And then as it's moving, it's not by itself, it's bringing other materials that are coming with it that then actually sever. And they go back this way, and the bend in Alaska is happening. While Kamchatka goes the other way. To be more part of Asia. It seems totally feasible, except for this part is still super confusing. Like how this is also involved down here. Two tokes, you poor fool. We can't stop here. This is Hess Fry's country. It's super scary. Fucking deep ass ocean. Oh my god. Like in practice. Like, Don't know if I really got to what I wanted to say. Yeah, it goes up this way. It generally hits Hess Fries, but it probably even goes up and hits the mid-Pacific Mountains. Which seem related to up here where they were closer at one point. It seems, I don't know. Separating in this way, it seems, but uh, 2,000, 2,800. Okay. Uh-oh, I better not freaking kick off some psoriasis. But if it comes up and hits here, goes over here, it goes up through the Emperor Trough region. Or maybe through it while pushing Kamchatka. Deflecting off of it, going back down. I guess on top of layers it was below. I don't know. Crazy. Okay, this, I ain't stopping. Click through some of these. Extent and cessation of mid-Cretaceous Hickory Plateau underthrusting. Mid-Cretaceous? Which I think they relate to like the formation of Ontong Java. I don't know. I don't think I looked at this. Let's just go. Keep going. I just thought it looked worth looking at. This one I also thought worth looking at. The Nova. I'm like, Nova? Bro, This whole process is a nova. And you're telling me nova trough, Canton. Maybe I should care about that word too. Late Cretaceous, when I say basically the Earth supernova was at the KT boundary, evolution of the Central Pacific. We conclude that the Nova Canton Trough is the Middle Cretaceous extension of the Clipperton Fracture Zone. Nova Canton Trough, or whatever, or Canton Trough. Here, so Y, Clarion, Molokai over topic, Clarion, and then Clipperton. And then there. Molokai, Clarion, Clipperton. So this is the Clipperton Fracture Zone that goes over to what they say is a continuation of the Clipperton Fracture Zone. That I'm a little surprised I don't know if they say if it runs actually over here. It really runs into Ontong Java. Into like a depression of Ontong Java. Definitely greater depth. I haven't really reasoned through why the hell this is here. To this little thing and all of its nuances. I mean, it's certainly related to flood currents, probably coming in and kind of almost squeezing to a point and spraying out that way, maybe. It does seem like it did that one in here and wrapped out that way. Which then was happening while this material was being formed, so it brought material over to East Mariana Basin, maybe. And based on geological data. But maybe that process was how it transported it, essentially. It's relatively pointing up there. But that was opposite. Like this. So basically the tip of the nose. Nose of the bird would have been oh. Wow. The thoughts. I'm just thinking about currents, where it seems it would have been facing this way, the top here, and then rotated in a way where current basically got behind the structure instead of flowing into and around the structure that probably made it more like this. It seems it got behind it and went out this way. Maybe even flowing into like this area. It's like it's almost like a freaking rocket. Rocket Australia. Rocket Australia rocket. Phew. Oh, that was flying it more that way. More that way. But over time, it's flying it this way now. Okay. Before I just sit here all night and pretend like this is gonna work. I might as well keep going, huh? North Pacific during the Cretaceous Quiet Zone. So here we have the Hokkaido Trough, Chinook Trough. And then we have Chinook Trough, Chinook Trough. I think this is the one that aligns them. Emperor Trough. Maybe not. Oh, here it is. Izunagi Plate, Farallon, Pacific. Stalemate. But then they generally have Hokkaido and Chinook in a line. Not quite. Major reorganization, late Cretaceous. Meyerhoff is the surge tectonics paper. Northwest Pacific, no Gushi at all. Okay, I don't know. Oh, this one definitely. So this is the other. So if we go Farrar and Dixon, so they said suggested, etc. This hypothesis predicts blah blah blah. New evidence suggests little or no shift in paleo latitude across the trough. All mitigate against the hypothesis of Farrar and Dixon. So basically, this is an example of one of the Farrar and Dixon authors even saying, well, maybe not. No. Oh, this was earthquakes related, that's right. In the Kamchatka region, I thought that was of interest. Okay, we already looked at the ribbon one, and this is Karen Siglock's. And I'll just glance at the images. Notice the Pacific, Pacific, Pacific. It's like growing, whereas where is the Emperor Trough. Maybe there. Just shove this stuff over. But, like, it even has a similar shape to this. Those are blobs. I think these are blobs of things that are there. No. Pacific takes over Kula at 55. Oh, here's thing moving into Arctic. At the end of the train, moving into the Arctic. And kind of relating to Kamchatka at an earlier time. What the fuck? What is this star? A1 geological marker. Okay. I guess I talked about the things that came to mind, like the bigger concepts that I wanted to at least like put on to just document them. Whether or not they end up sticking around, I feel pretty good about this Kamchatka stuff in some sense. In some sense, I definitely gotta think about it. I guess. Till next time.